Hello world, hello Africa, hello Nigeria. It's beautiful to be here again, guys. And trust me, I feel so excited because this is the last day, the grand finale of the Metamorphosis Conference. And of course, we've had 8 sessions already. And I must say, you guys are amazing. This is the ninth session. The first session we had Comfort, Alexander Comfort. So I came up, brother, to talk about the fundamentals of lasting change and transformation. And the second session, we had Alexander Comfort talk about mental health and the place it has in our personal and professional life. And of course, the third session, we had the productivity God, Ifeanyi Godfrey, come to teach us how to imbibe strategies that would ensure that you have consistent results and make sure you're productive. And of course, subsequently, we've had several other sessions, drug addiction by David Falaromi. And of course, we've had sexual addiction with Doreen Omosele, as well as mindset and mental health strategy. Strategies to ensure you are in optimum results and able to create any kind of results you want in your life. That's with Phenomenal Elizabeth. And yesterday, I took the session where I talked about pornography and addiction and how to break out from it. And also, we had Emeka Nobis around 8 p.m. yesterday, and it was absolutely amazing. Those of you who have been joining understand this is not just some head knowledge. This is practical and it's transformational. And of course, tonight we have a very, very respectable person in our midst, GWACHAM Chidiogo. She's going to be talking about the mental health of teenagers and how it impacts their ability to build quality habits, develop character, and of course, make decisions. So we understand that this crucial age of young people is that point where they have to take life-changing decisions. And for many persons whom I have interacted with, especially when it comes to the issues of addictions, I'm not talking about over 90% of them have a traceable, experience to when they were young people, teenagers, even preteens. You hear something like, I watched, my parents when they were having sex, and I saw this, I saw that, I saw pornography on my dad's friend's phone. I saw this in the neighbor's house. I saw this those stories are related because it happens at the young age. So I have a philosophy, like what's his name now? I can't remember. This guy who talks, I think Fredman, yeah, Fredman, where he talks about catching them young. So I believe so much in the fact that when we catch young people at that age, we are able to nip a lot of consequences in the bud. So I believe so much in prevention rather than cure. All right, because in my language, Yoruba, we say "apa ole jojo ara," which means that the scar cannot look like the normal body. So even if you're healed from addiction, you still have memories and, of course, sometimes even visible and long-lasting impacts of those addictions. So why not we, nip it in the bud? And that's why we are here today with Gwacham Chidiogo. She's going to be doing an amazing job. I'm just going to be behind stage, learning from her, share the wealth of knowledge she has with us. So welcome, Gwacham Chidiogo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing
I'm
great.
doing great.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so much
for having
for
me.
having
It's
me.
such an
It's
honor
such
to
an
be
honor
here.
to be here. All right. So just before I get off the stage and you go ahead, what do you think about mental health and teenagers?
Oh,
Oh,
in
in
fact,
fact,
recently,
recently,
the
the
most
most
common
common
language of
language of
teenagers is
teenagers is
mental health.
mental health.
And you hear
And you
things
hear
like,
things like,
in fact, I was in a
in fact, I
session
was
the
in a
other
session
time.
the other
This
time,
young girl,
young
I think
girl, I
14,
think 14,
said,
okay,
and I quote,
and I
my
quote,
mom
my
is
mom
after
is
my
after
mental
my
health.
mental health. For real.
Seriously,
Seriously,
my
my
mom is
mom
after
is
my
after
mental
my
health.
mental health.
So it's
So
it's it's like the
it's
most
like the most
common
common
language of
language
teenagers
of
these days.
teenagers these days.
You hear them
You
say
hear them
things
say
like,
things
even
like that,
when they
even
don't
when
really
they don't
understand
really understand
what the mental health is
what
really
mental health
about.
is really about.
And I
And
think
I
it's
think
time we
time we
start paying
start paying
attention to that.
attention to that.
We
We
adults will say
adults
things
say
like,
things like
these Gen
these
Zs,
Gen
what do they
Z's, what
know?
do they know?
Nothing, they say
Nothing,
mental
they say
health.
mental
Nothing, they
health.
say
Nothing,
mental
they
health.
say mental health.
When they give
When
them
they
work
give
to do,
them
they say
work to do,
mental
they
health.
say mental
When
health.
they are
When they
overwhelmed
are
with chores, they
overwhelmed
say
with
mental
stress,
health.
they say
They say
mental
in
health.
my
They say in
own
my own
time,
time,
Why?
You know that kind of thing.
But the truth
But the
is,
truth is,
some of the things
some of the
these
things
young
these
people
young people
deal with,
deal with,
we most of
Yeah.
our parents
most of our
didn't
parents
deal with
didn't
half of
deal
it,
with that one.
and that is the
And
real
that is the
truth.
real
Okay.
truth.
So in this
So
session,
in
we are
this
just
session, we
going
are
to
just going
review.
to,
Because if we want
because
to
if we want
talk to
to
young
talk to young
people, we have
people,
to
have
let
to
them
let
know
them
we
know,
really
really
understand what they are
understand
going
what they are
through.
going through.
I'm
That's
telling
right.
you
I'm telling
sincerely.
you
Okay,
sincerely,
two
okay,
weeks
2
ago,
weeks
I
ago,
was on
I was
Facebook
on
and I got a
Facebook and I got a
notification.
notification.
The
The
notification said
notification
that
said
one of
that
the
one
young
of the
boys
young
was
boys
in my
was in
circle
my circle
had
had
said
said
commented on a
commented on
post
a post
because he was
because he
following
was
me.
following me.
I got the
I got the
notification.
notification.
So it
So it
happened that it
happened
was
that
a
it was a
porn
porn
site.
site.
I saw the
I saw
video.
the
I saw,
video.
I
I
saw
saw
the
the
picture
picture
that he had
that he had
liked.
liked.
So I
So
went. I
I
was.
went.
I saw the
I saw the
pornographic
pornographic
image.
image.
Literally, people
Literally,
having
people
sex,
having
and he
sex, and
liked
he
it.
liked it.
So
So
I had
I
to
had
do
to
some
do some
snooping.
snooping.
So I went
So I
to the
went to
Facebook
the
group.
Facebook group.
It
It
happened that
happened that
it's a group.
it's
They
a
just
group. They
called it,
just
I
called it,
think,
I think,
teens group,
teens
something
group,
like that.
something like that.
But
Okay.
all
But
they
all
do
they do
there
there
is view
is view
pornographic material.
pornographic material.
That's all they do.
That's all they do.
So
So
I had to
I had to
search what's
search
going on
what's
here.
going on here.
He had
He
just
had
joined
just
in
joined in
August
August
16th.
16th.
So
So
he's just
he's
new
just new
to the group.
to the group.
So I started
So I
scrolling
started
through
scrolling
messages.
through messages.
I was worried. Like, how did it happen that he was here in this group, and this is someone that is respected and someone that I know the parents, they are religious people, and he's born and grown in the church. Please, I don't know if anyone can hear me. I just saw someone said that it's really echoing on our end, and I think I was hearing that too. Is it okay now? Is it been fixed?
I've muted myself, so let's see if there's any change. I've asked him a question in the comments. You just go ahead.
I think it's better because I can't hear myself, unlike how I used to before. It was kind of distracting. So we are good
So
to
we
go
are
now,
good to
right?
go now, right?
Okay, yeah, I just wanted you to give a background so I can get off the screen. So since it's echoing, I can just leave the screen so you take over. Is that okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Please stay connected, get your writing parts, and let's learn from GWACHAM Chidiogo. I'll see you.
Okay, so while I was going through the charts, I now observed something. I saw a particular chart where they said if you are 13 and if you're 13, if you're between 13, oh thank God, Fortune says it's better now. Oh, Fortune, thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you. So they said, someone said in that chat, if you are between 13 and 15, say hi. Okay, if you're between 13 and 16, say hi. If you are 17 and above, say hey. 90% of the people that were saying hi, hi, hi were more. It was more. So someone even wrote in the chat, someone said, it's just children that are here. And you will see videos, you will see things like, okay, is someone ready to chat? You know what it means now? Are you ready we call it sexting? Are you ready? Then send a chat. You see them, they send out links, and teenagers and young people are connecting. And when we talk about mental health, I think it's something that parents and caregivers and teen coaches and mentors, this is something we should all come out to join hands together, because the time that we are in fact, it's a very challenging time. Even as an adult, sometimes I'm going through online and it's like I'm wearing a helmet. I feel like getting like Googles for my, maybe a particular Googles that will kind of sieve out content, because the kind of content I'm seeing online is scary to me as an adult. And I sometimes, it sincerely scares me what young people are dealing with these days. Someone was saying there is this particular site, I don't know, you can get things for free there. And these are movies and series that young people like, because they're trying to save data, so they want to download. So this stuff, you get it for free, but they'll have to flash pornographic materials, they'll flash videos, they'll flash images, flash links. And before you know, just to click on a link, someone is hooked. And from there, stories. So mental health is something we as adults should really start taking seriously. We don't need to commonize and trivialize and just joke these young people, and you know the way adults say it, these Gen Zs, there is really nothing is worrying them, nothing is disturbing them. All they know is just to read and press their phones all day. So it's high time we start taking it seriously. And I start this session with a story, a very scary story. In fact, if you're online, this is the time to share this link to your friends. If you have parents and you have, in fact, it's a session. I said it's a session that everybody must come and hear and learn. Everybody at whatever level you are, share to your friends so that they can come and join. There is a very important message I intend to pass across in this session. And while I'm speaking, this is a dialogue. I'd like for you to talk to me to in the chat. Tell me, let me see that you are engaged. Talk to me about what you think about what I've said. I'd like to communicate with you that way. Thank you very much. This story, it's happened here in Anambra State. There was this young girl, and I know the story because the person that told me, in fact, she's working as a nurse in one of the hospitals here in Anambra State. And she said to me, one day they brought in a young girl, 16 years. So it happened that she ran away from home. Why did she run away from home? Because according to her, that her mother is disturbing her, that she's so depressed, that they are doing this to her, they're doing that to her. She's tired of staying. She just wants to go where they don't value her at home. That this is someone. I mean, when these young people say this, you begin to wonder. This is someone that the parents care about so much. But when we talk about mental health, like I said earlier when I started this session, it's something we trivialize, that nobody cares about her. Nobody. So she wanted to just run away. So she ran away for 3 days. They were looking for this girl. 3 good days. Nobody knew where she were. They were searching for her. They were calling people, asking them questions. For 3 days, nobody knew where she was. Nobody knew what she did, where she went to. After on the fourth day in the morning, she showed up. When she showed up, they asked her question, where were you? She said she just ran into a place and she just stayed there for 3 days. And I asked her, what have you been eating? What were you eating there? Who were you? Did anybody touch you? She said no. Did anybody abuse you? She said no. What were you eating? She said she was begging people. After the story, 1 month after, she became sick. When she became sick, they took her to the hospital now. So after they ran series of tests, the doctor was not understanding. I think I missed something about her age. She was 14, not 16. 14. So she was having series of cases, so they had to run a test. Lo and behold, she was pregnant. When they brought the pregnancy test and they said, young girl, you are pregnant, she said no, that she swear with her life that she's not pregnant. Why are they lying against her? Doctor say, please be calming down. This is not question of anybody is lying against you. I mean, they misplaced your blood or they changed the urine. What happened? She talk. So when it now occurred to the doctor, we're even talking about pregnancy. We've not done tests. We should be done. The doctor now recommend. In fact, the doctor now wrote. They said they should send her to lab for HIV. That was when the worst happened. She was HIV positive. Tested positive for HIV at 14, pregnant. Everybody, in fact, everywhere. That was when she now started crying. And I started saying what had happened. And I started saying the truth. She now said, when she ran away, she ran to one security checkpoint. That was where they now kept her. I was eating her like suya every night. She said she did not even know the particular person. Said the one was fair. She was just saying nonsense. One was fair, one was dark. Nobody know, nobody understand. Or I come and think she said she does not know how she got there. Very painful and sad story. But how did all these things originated? Mental health. Someone was feeling depressed. Someone was feeling anxiety. Someone was feeling pressured. And the next thing she thought was the best option was to run out from the house, to run away from home. So when we talk about mental health, it's something we should take serious, both as adults, as parents, as caregivers, as team coaches and mentors all across the world. So I will be running through some of the points very key points that we should I want to communicate with us, and we just move on from there. So thank you very much, and thank you for joining me. Now we move over to the role of the internet and mental well-being in a fast-paced digital world. Fast pace, as in when we talk about fast pace, everything is just going, as in the way things are moving very fast. Now, the internet is both a gift and a challenge. It's gift in the sense that, on one hand, it gives us access to unlimited information. I wouldn't be here speaking to you, listening to me right now, if it weren't for the internet. I wouldn't be. Most times, I've seen people stand in one place and speak, and people connected from all over the world, connected and are listening to someone speak. And that's because of the internet. For the teenagers, it has provided entertainment and connections. But on the other hand, hi, a lot, a lot, and lot of pressure. Lots and lots and lots of pressure. The pressure is just too much. It's coming from the left, it's coming from the right, it's coming from social media. They are pressured. In fact, most of the work I do with teenagers, young people, especially girls. The first time I saw a breast enlargement cream in the hand of a 15-year-old. In fact, it was the first time was in the hand of a 15-year-old. In the hand of breast enlargement cream. That day, as in fear gripped me, I asked, what is this? The stories that followed is that someone brought it to class, and someone said that that is what all the celebrities they are using to get their breasts to stand. I mean, fear gripped me. So it has brought a lot of pressure to belong. Someone was talking to me the other time, a young girl, she said to me, she said, man, I have to be like, in fact, it was the first time I had to go and research Purple Speedy, because some of these young people, you learn from them too. Teenagers are so smart. In fact, the best thing that can happen to you as a parent is to get connected and get close to your teenager. So they will tell you things you don't know. You think you know, you've not met young people, you've not met teenagers. So she now started telling me stories about how she dances on TikTok, how she has millions of followers on TikTok. I had to go check her out because this young lady was kind of close to me. I said, if someone is influencing her, I need to know who she is and I need to know why. She said, okay, this particular person I'm telling you about, she stopped going to school at SS1, said school is scam. School is scam. And after all these people dancing on TikTok, what did they do? Is it not just to keep their phone and their what's it called, their lights? They just keep their lights and they dance on TikTok. And the next thing, 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers, 1 million followers, 2 million followers. And she was crazy about the followership. She said to me, my target is to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. If I can get to 1,000 followers, then go live on TikTok. And I asked her, if you go live on TikTok, what will you be talking about? I mean, she couldn't dance, obviously. So she was struggling. And you see that pressure, the need to belong, the need to be part of what is going on. They are willing to do anything. They are willing to do anything just to feel among, just to be part of what they feel is going on, without knowing that 99%, in fact, and I mean 99.99% of the things they see online is fake. Please type in the chat, fake. Just type in the chat, fake. Social media, fake. People arranging themselves, looking all good, painting themselves as if they have it all figured out, showing the best parts that they want people to see. The best part they want people to see. They are showing their expensive dresses, expensive shoes. Nobody comes on social media to show you how rough their room has been. No one comes to social media to watch this. So they don't come and tell you what they've been struggling with. Nobody does that. What you see is, congratulations, I've done this, I've been this, I've done that. So teenagers are constantly pressured. Constantly. It's on a constant, from the left, from the right, from the center. All round pressure to be part of what is going on. And that is what the internet has done. And this has brought about so much anxiety. So much anxiety. Sometimes, even as an adult, sometimes if you're not careful, you go through social media and you just come back feeling Worse, in fact, sometimes you just go there and come back and feel like, oh well, are you sure I'm even doing anything with my life? Look at this one, she just got this connection. Look at this one, she just got promoted. Look at this one, she just got married. Look at this one, she just got this. This one just got that. This one just got that. This is what you see. And at the end of the day, it increases anxiety. And from anxiety, they fall to depression. And from there, their mental health is challenged. So the place of the internet, it's something we really, 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 really have to look at and see the kind of impact, see the kind of things it's doing to our teenagers and young people. So we should teach them that the internet is a tool that you can use for good. I have seen people that have leveraged on the internet and they've become successful. All of their goals they've accomplished. They are utilizing every bit of social media, every bit of the internet, every bit of technology for their own good. I have seen people, in fact, I was listening to one young boy, I think I saw his video online, how he learned a language on YouTube, on Facebook, just joined the community on Facebook, started watching videos on YouTube, and before you know, learned. I didn't know. In fact, so years ago, these things were not possible, but now it's possible. So we have to teach teenagers and young people that the internet is a tool that you can use for good, a tool that you can use for good. Now, what are the strategies for building resilience against this negative peer pressure? Ah, peer pressure can be intense when you're a teenager. If you're listening to me, if you're listening to me, you know, you would know. If you're a young person, I feel you. I understand you. You know, everyone just wants to fit in. Everyone wants to fit in. Now, what would you do? What would you do so that you'll be able to withstand this negative peer pressure that is coming? Number one, you will need to know your values. Be clear about what matters to you. What is it that really matters to you? What is it? If you know your boundaries and what you stand for, it's easier to say no to the things that don't align with your values. It's easier to say no. Oh, I don't do this. I don't do that. It's not for me. I do not do this. I do not do that. This does not align. There is no, I can't, this thing, it does not get me to where I'm going. And there was one time this young guy that was staying close to us. I came to work one day and the boss was the guy, I think they make clothes, male clothes. The man told me, she said, Mrs. Guacham, you didn't ask of your friend. I said, who? Which one? He said, this boy that used to make clothes with me. I said, what happened? He said, the boy has run mad. I said, what? What happened? What kind of story is that? Said he went to a place and his friends found a way to convince him to take a substance. They don't know till today what that boy took. Because to even help someone, you need to know what actually they took. Nobody know what this young guy took. The thing is that they said, take, peer pressure. And he took and he ran. In fact, his own was on instant. He told me that the way they went to go and get him is like from here. I don't know how to give the distance. It's like they went kilometers far away to go and pick him from a marketplace. In fact, he had run from the house to the marketplace because of peer pressure. So if you know your values, these things does not align to where I'm going. That's the best way to build resilience. I don't do this. I heard the story of a young boy, Prince Arthur. They said he was a king, he was a prince when he was little. The people around him, they wanted to mess him up. They wanted to kick him away from the throne. So what they felt they should do to do that easily was to they brought him alcohol, brought girls, brought all manner of immorality around him. They were doing all manner in his presence. They were doing everything in his presence. And after they've done and tried and tried and tried and tried, they could not move him. And then they asked him, he came to him after a while and said, young boy, why? What is it? Why are you not moving? I mean, are you not seeing all these things we are doing? No one answered them. He said, I can't do what you ask of me, for I was born a king. I can't do what you ask of me. I was born royal. I was born a king. This is the kind of mentality, this is the kind of understanding you will need to adopt if you would have to, if you have to fight a peer pressure. It's not what we do non-assertively. It's not what we do. Okay, let's just manage for today. Okay, let me just tolerate this one. No boundaries. I don't do that. I don't drink that. And make sure that you surround yourself with people that have their values aligned with yours. It's easier. Because when you have people around you that know what you stand for and have the same values like you, it's easier to overcome peer pressure. It's very easier to overcome peer pressure. So get yourself surrounded with people. Then think long term. Consequences. 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 This boy that ran mad, if he had thought that taking a substance that I don't even know because I want to get high, if he had considered that it could be his, in fact, if he had pictured himself running mad in the market, I'm not sure he was going to do that. So sometimes think on the long run, what seems cool now, what are the ways that this cool stuff now could affect your future in the ways that you do not want. What happens to you? What happens to your vision? What happens to your potential? What happens to your purpose? What happens to you? If you are able to envision, if you're able to think long term, you'll be able to withstand any kind of peer pressure, because then the picture of your future will be looking right at you. You would literally see yourself in places you wouldn't want. So you will not even give in to peer pressure. Now, I come to the point how to build self esteem and confidence for success as teenagers. And this is the part that I love so much and I love talking about because it's something I had to deal with. I dealt low self esteem dealt to me, and that is why I am giving everything. In fact, I'm using everything within all the arsenal I have to battle to help people come out from low self-esteem and lack of self-worth. And this is what it did to me. I love, 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 love what Stephen Oluyemi is doing. You don't know, sometimes I look at you and I just thank God for you and your team and the work you are doing at Spark, a transformational center. It's mind blowing because it's something I've been through. So when I see the things you teach, I see the courses I've been privileged to take one of your courses. I go through this and I'm like, this is solution. This is what people should know. Getting addicted. Now, let me talk about my low self-esteem and how I became addicted to food. We don't really talk about that part of addiction. Most times we just talk about screen addiction, we talk about sex addiction, being addicted to pornography, masturbation, all kinds of addiction. We neglect food addiction, which is one of the ones that kill faster. Because now this is my story. When I was a teenager, I had low extreme. In fact, it was to the extreme. I don't take pictures. I don't. I can't appear in your picture because there's something I feel. It's in the mind. I feel that once I appear in a picture, I'll make that picture not to be fine again. So you don't snap me for any reason. And I just, there's this thing, that there's this constant feeling of low worthlessness. I don't really deserve this. I know things I know I could do. In fact, there was one time I ran away from me. I was asked to speak. I chose to quit. I swore, instead of me coming out here to speak, I'd rather quit and resign my job. It was that severe. It was that severe. And what I did was that I found solace in food. So when I got angry and I felt bad and someone did something bad to me, I'd come home. I'll buy one full belly full noodles, the biggest size, and I'll come home and I'll cook it and I will use one bottle of chilled Coca-Cola to wash it down. And after I had washed it down, I'll feel okay. Everybody can just go and leave me to myself in that few 3, 10, 20 minutes, like I'd feel okay, I'd feel happy, I'd get the high from the food, and after that time, it wears off. Because, like all addictions, if you have been following Mr. Steven online, you would know these things I'm saying. It's not a solution. You would think it's a solution, but it's not a solution, and you are getting deeper, buried deeper. So I noticed I was feeling better for 10 minutes, but I was getting bigger. My weight was increasing, and my blood pressure was increasing, and everything was increasing. It was not good for me. What I thought what I thought was something that was relieving me, it was actually dealing with me. And that is what all kinds of addiction did. I was listening to one of the sections in this conference, and the speaker said, okay, I think it was David, Mr. David Folame. He said, all kinds of any kind of addiction you are addicted to, the end result is one: to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Please type it in the chat. To kill, any kind of addiction has one target: to kill, to steal, and to destroy. It won't take long. So before I became self-aware, when I became self-aware, when I started intentionally working, and this is where most of the work is in the mind. It's in the mind. It's in the mind. That's where it starts. I started working. I started becoming self-aware. Like, okay, this is what happens whenever I get angry. I am not hungry, but I resort to food. Okay, so I started working. I asked for help. When I realized, there was one point I went to check my blood pressure, it shot to the roof. My weight was increasing. I didn't know what to do. I know that if I don't ask for help, that I was headed somewhere very bad. And I knew I had a destiny. I knew I had a purpose. I was not going to allow food addiction to cut short my life, to cut short my destiny, to cut short my purpose because of low self-esteem. That was when I got to work. For a year and 6 months, I was working. It was intentional. I was working on my mind. I was working. I was pulling out things. I was adding things. I was replacing old habits. I was replacing it. I was replacing. So I would exercise. What I normally wouldn't do before, I started reducing the amount of food I eat. And before you knew it, I was on my way to becoming free. And now today, I am still on that journey, but I am living my best life. So low self-esteem is something that we also neglect, and that's not just for teenagers or young people. There are adults that have low self-esteem. How will you know you have low self-esteem? Number one, you feel very low about yourself. You think you don't deserve the things that you have. You feel things you know that you can do, you are running away from doing them because you do not have the confidence to do them. That is low self-esteem. So this is what you need to do. You will need to understand. It's an understanding. Self-worth is an understanding that every human being created by God has an innate. In fact, your worth is not dependent on the things you have. The things you have or don't have, notwithstanding, we are not talking about what you have, you are valuable. You are enough, just like you are. Whether you have the things you want to have, you don't. What you have done or not done, notwithstanding, it does not take away the fact that you are valuable and that you are enough. You are more than enough. So build your self-esteem, understand self-worth, understand your ability. In fact, understand that you are limitless. The only limits you have is the ones that you have placed in your mind. And as soon as you understand that, you are on your way to becoming unstoppable. So build your self-worth. Build your self-worth. Have this understanding. And then I conclude by saying this. Um, this earlier this year, there was this young girl I had a session with. In fact, that session changed my understanding, and that session has brought about a lot of passion. And some of the work I do recently is geared. In fact, the vision came because of just that one session. I was speaking to this 16-year-old girl, and someone had referred her to me. So she came from Oka, all the way from Oka. And during that session, she was crying. And she narrated how she had been in an abusive relationship. As I'm talking to you, she was in that relationship with a 38-year-old guy. This guy will verbally, emotionally, and sexually abuse her. He will give her drugs to take prior the abuse and drugs to take after. It was, in fact, one of the worst cases I've seen so far. And he would collect money from her. In fact, he has turned her into his ATM machine. And she's the only girl, so she would lie to her parents that she had some challenges. She would lie to her parents that she was sick. She would lie to her parents that she needed one or two things. And they would keep sending her money and she would keep sending to this guy. The guy was living at the time in the house that her father rented for her in school. So when I looked at her and I said, young girl, you know that this relationship is not right for you. What then are you doing there? Why are you still there? The answer she gave me broke my heart. She said to me, and I quote, "What can I do? I am not very beautiful and I am fat." Hey, God. I was looking across the table to this girl telling me, what can I do? I am not very beautiful and I am fat. I am looking at her across the table and I'm wondering, what, what, where is this feeling coming from? I went home that day. I could not sleep. I was rolling on my bed. I was asking God questions. How can I help? What can I do? How can I help thousands of young girls out there who feel this way? So that was how the vision for Blossom Girls Conference came. That was how the vision for my book You Are Enough came. Because it was scary to think because I've been there. I've been there. I understand. I understand. I understand. And I understand. So build your self esteem and then understand your worth. You are so valuable and you are so important, and there is so much that God Himself has deposited inside of you. I think what you feel, I tell people, feelings, they are not good drivers. Feelings are terrible drivers. They will drive you to wreck. The truth should drive you. The truth should drive you. And what is this truth? That every human being is valuable, that every human being is enough. The mistakes you have made, notwithstanding, the things where you have failed, notwithstanding, you are enough, just like you are. You came complete, whole and complete. Package, like you came like a full package. I said something on air the other day. I didn't know when it came, but it was very, I said, it's okay. If you are passing through some challenges right now, like you don't really understand what is going on, it's okay. It's okay that you are battling with addiction and you are seeking help and you on that journey. It's okay. But what is not okay is to think that you are okay. That is okreka. You are not second-handed. You are not. The trauma, the things, the mistakes, sometimes we hold these things and we regurgitate and we feel low of ourselves. And the target of the enemy is to capitalize on that so that you will not come out, so that your full potential will not be fulfilled, so that you will live your life. It was Miles Monroe that said, that the highest places where the treasures are is not even in the bank. He said it's in the grave. It's not in the bank. It's not in the gold mine. He said it's in the grave, because in the grave you see songs that were never heard. You will see books that were never written. You will see business ideas that never saw the light of the day. Ha! Because of lack of self-worth, because of low self-esteem, because of lack of self-confidence. So I close with this. You are valuable and that you are enough. You are so much. There are so many things you can do. And I cannot wait. I am super excited for you. And I want you to hear this from me. Do it afraid. Sometimes fear is one of the greatest things that can stop you. Fear. As a young person, fear, fear, fear. What if I fail? So you see people, you are hanging, you want to jump. The fear. But I say this to you, hold that fear in one hand, hold the faith in the other hand. With two of them, mash together and jump. and there is nothing that can stop you. So I want you to prioritize your mental health. I want you to take your time, to take your time, to take your time to organize your life, to ask for help. If you are addicted to social media, if you're addicted to screen, you any kind of addiction, Mr. Dr. Steven, pardon me, Dr. Stephen is here for you. I have been following him for a while and I do not regret that. I have had so much and I've learned so much and I've keep referring people to him. And I say this to you, seek for help. And I want to believe that by staying here already, by listening to me right now, you're already getting the help that you need. There is something I say, and I say it to you. You are enough. You are limitless. You have a voice. Your voice is powerful. The world will hear your voice and they will feel your impact. That is 40 minutes. My time is up. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, Spark Global Center, for this privilege and honor. I do not take it for granted. Thank you and God bless you.
Wow, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Guacham Chidiogo, for that. I appreciate you so much, Ma. Thank you very much. One of the things that you said that actually stood out for me, right, was that
Mm,
part where you were emphasizing you're enough. You
mm,
see, those three words, it sounds, one of the things I've learned from the practice I do is that the tiniest things are the most effective tools.
yes.
But as humans, we are so we're so used to the normal that we think we need some supernatural, necessarily miraculous thing. You want to see maybe a sign in the heavens, just say, "You are my son. You are good enough."
Yes.
No, I mean that simple sentence, "You're enough." If you sit with it, it can change your life.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
so and that's why when it comes, Khalid Bamidele, how you doing? So when it comes to even addiction recovery, I tell people just sit with one statement. For instance, one of the things that really helped me break out from masturbation and pornography addiction is the fact that I understood who I was, or who I
Mm,
am rather. I mean, there are certain things you cannot not do if you know who you are. And there are
yes,
certain
yes, yes.
things you cannot continue to do once you know who you are. I mean, I
Exactly.
realize that I'm a leader of leaders.
Mm.
I'm a deliverer. How dare me be in chains? So
Ah.
that's each time there's a particular I had to write it in a paper and I pasted it on my door. I am a
Mm,
way maker. I cannot
mm,
afford to miss the way. I am each time
mm,
I'm opening that door, I'm seeing it. While I'm
mm,
still struggling with that addiction, as I'm opening that door, I'm seeing it
mm.
until it plastered in my mind. And one day I just say, no, addiction, yeah, it's bye bye, carry your bag, never again. You
Never
must get
again.
angry, and that's why I like that perspective you came from, that it's okay not to be okay, right? But don't remain where you are. So keep moving ahead. And for those of you who are really young, maybe like teenagers, ensure you stay close to elderly mentors. All right, maybe like
Mm,
your dad. If your dad is somebody you can speak to, your mom or whoever parent or whatever parent or leader you've adopted. Just ensure you stay close to older people because your friends are just like you. You know,
mm,
they're just like you. That's the truth. There is this book I bought some time ago. I don't know if it's close by here. How to teach your teenagers to say no by Holy Spirit help me. What's the name of? Okay, I found it. Um, that's Josh McDowell. Josh McDowell, How to Teach Your Child to Say No to Sexual Pressure. So, a part of the book I was reading was saying that one of the things that really happens to young people, teenagers, is that they start puberty at a very young age. But
mm,
because of the social environment we find ourselves in today's world, there is a wide gap between the age of puberty and the age of marriage. So there's a lot of pressure. So imagine somebody starting puberty around 12, 13, and getting married at 25, 35. They have like 10, 20 years of sexual struggles
mm,
and different things. So while we really cannot control that, but my point here is every young person has a right to defend their life. Protect yourself. reach out for help. If you reach out, you're going to find help. So,
Yes.
Mom Chidiogo is here. You can reach out. She's doing an amazing job. Every single person we have invited to this conference are all fantastic persons. They are doing great things. So if I were you, once we're done, ensure you check out all of these people. In the description, there's going to be their contact list or something to reach out to them. Ensure you reach out to them and stay connected. If you send her a message, she's not going to ignore your message. Abi Mama, will you ignore the message? You answer the person now.
Definitely.
Please reach out so you can find help. All right. If you have any questions, just drop in the comments and we're going to take them. So thank you so much, Ma'am Chidiogo. I appreciate you dearly. I'm so honored.
Thank you.
You know, like you were saying earlier, you just came back from somewhere, but you have to just show up here. I mean, God, when will I have this kind of passion? God. Eh, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. I believe that we'll reach out some other time. You will respond to us. Okay. Thank you. God
Definitely,
bless
sir.
you.
Thank you. Bless you too, sir.
Yeah. Good night, guys. So we'll see. Not good night, guys. Oh, the next session is starting shortly. All right. So stay around. Ademola is going to be coming around and it's going to be a banger. I'll see you guys. Good night.